So back with me to review the papers are Edward Adu, writer and broadcaster, and the former editor of the Daily Star, Dawn Neeson now. Welcome back to both of you. And we're really delving into these papers now, aren't we? The inside pages this hour. Dawn, kick us off with a double-page spread in The Express where they outline some of the details we were just chatting about here on the channel, actually, for the coronation next summer.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, obviously, you've already covered a lot of this. I picked the Express, Anna, because they've got a very interesting line here about Harry. Yes, Harry, him again. How can we talk about him enough? But evidently, two big American broadcasters, CBS and NBC, are in a battle to have Prince Harry cover the coronation on the 6th of May live for them. So they are willing to pay him vast amounts of money to stay in America, not attend the coronation, and actually, because it's obviously going to be televised globally, and actually cover it for them. Then now, he's got previous with, I think it was CBS. They were the ones that put out the original Oprah Winfrey interview with Harry and Meghan, weren't they? Where they revealed all sorts of things, where recollections may vary, obviously. And they are very keen now to have him doing this live for them on air. And, you know, given his record with working with the American TV companies, he also did an interview recently, didn't he, with CBS promoting his book Spare. I think he might take them up on it as well.
That's quite a guess, isn't it?
Of course it is, but we're allowed to, aren't we?
No, I mean, he'd be quite a big guest, is what I meant. Not that's quite a guess. I mean, it's a big...
Yes, that's what I meant. Absolutely. It would be brilliant. That's why they're willing to pay him. Sorry, my earring's going at my age.
It's my addiction.
It would be, obviously, it'd be fascinating to watch him do that. And if he did come over here, let's be honest, he would be a huge distraction on what really should be Charles's Day. And as you already discussed, it's going to be a great event and it's going to be very inclusive, as we discussed in the previous paper review. So I think I think he should stay over there and do it for the American TV.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he'd earn a pretty penny for doing that. I think either way, everyone's going to be talking about him, whether he's there or not.
Dawn. Don't cause trouble. Don't cause trouble. Don't do it.
Edward, move us on, shall we? You've got an article here about swimming. This is in the Mail on Sunday.
The Mail on Sunday.
Yeah, really interesting about statistics on how many children can swim.
Can't swim, yeah. Apparently 72%, this is a study which has been carried out by Sports England, they can't swim a length of a pool by the age of 11. And I'm going to put my hand up and say, back in the day, I was probably one of those kids. And there's a great friend of mine and an author, Ed Akura. I've spoken to him on my show. He is the director of a film called Blacks Can't Swim. And the shocking statistic at 95% of black people can't swim, and 80% are children. And I think in certain communities, not just within the black community, I was speaking to one of your colleagues, Anna, who said she's Asian, and she said that she can't swim as well. And for me, it's always been the fear of being in water. And in primary school, being called, an armed bandit, being taunted. And even, you're probably thinking, Ed, come on, you've got a bus collection, you seem a chirpy guy, I'm sure you can swim. It's the fear of not being able to do it. And Sharon Davis, the former Olympic medalist, is urging the government to do something and to try and to get more children to swim. Because I think from an early age, if most parents do this, and in particular, my godson, his parents did it from a young age. I remember going to a swimming pool in Watford, and funnily enough, the teacher, the person who taught my godson, she remembered a colleague of mine on the radio who mentioned that I couldn't swim and said, well, listen, I remember Edward, and tell Edward that the invitation is still open. And I know Dawn Dawn has offered as well. So, Anna, you're probably going to say, listen, I can help you as well. So this is probably going to be a campaign. Get Edward to swim.
I think we should. I think we should all unite, shouldn't we? And you can give us little progress reports. I think that would be a really good thing.
Sky News bosses, please don't take this on. I know there's going to be like a weekly
warming to
report
this
or something.
idea.
No.
Go for it.
Well, let us know if you change your mind. That's all I'm saying.
No, definitely.
But it is staggering statistics
It's
in there,
important.
and a really
It's gotta be,
important,
definitely.
really important story.
Yeah.
Let's move on to another very important and very grim story. Dawn. This is the Sunday Express, is it? Yeah, it is the Sunday Express. Double-page spread, following on from the awful revelations about David Carrick this week. A lot of scrutiny on the police.
Yeah, absolutely, Anna. This is the horrific ongoing story. And the Metropolitan Police, as we know, after the David Carrick case, is currently investigating 1,000 sexual and domestic abuse allegations, involve complaints against 800 officers, some of whom are still serving. And I think this story has, after the horrific fate of Sarah Everard, this sends a shiver down all women's spines. I mean, it's just absolutely horrific. If you can't trust the police, who can you trust on the street? However, the Express have picked the story because they have talked to a whistleblower by the name of Dave Eden, who worked in the Diplomatic Protection Group along with our David Carrick and the piece of filth that murdered Sarah Everard. And he has revealed the horrendous toxic masculinity involved in this particular unit as well. But, obviously, they're running around carrying guns. It's a very alpha male thing to do in any case. But he's also revealing how, they would be sitting up watching porn on late shifts. They would patrol Soho to pick up women. They would target tourists, and the female tourists, just before they returned to their countries, because they knew there would be no comeback. I mean, and they would, use police-issued guns and the warrant card thing, have Sarah Everard to lure innocent women. It's just a horrendous insight into lots of good police officers, not saying all police officers are bad, but horrendous insight into how some of them behave.
Yeah, so a lot of pressure on the police to explain how it might clean up its act in that particular regard. Very briefly, Edward, let's cheer everybody up and talk about the big battle, the important battle, Madge and Beyonce.
The big battle.
Or Madge and
Beyonce. Madge is back. I mean, if you're listening to like your local commercial station, I'm sure there'll be an advert for her concert saying, Madge is back. She's back. Global tour. She's 64. And I mean, we can't be ageist, but to think that Beyonce is going to be
Quickly, we're running out of time.
Also Taylor Swift as well.
We're out of time. Thanks so much.